we are discussing, right, plant growth and its development, right? In this chapter, go for the next topic. That is, plant growth is generally indeterminate. What it is? Plant growth is generally indeterminate, right? Now listen here, sir. In animals, in what animals? In animals, growth is diffused. In animals, how the growth is? Growth is diffused. What is diffused, sir? Growth is diffused, and growth takes place only up to certain age of an animal. Is it okay? Right? Therefore, growth what takes place? Growth takes place, right, only up to certain age. Is this statement okay? Right? Sir, we are discussing what? Animals. In animals, how the growth is? Growth is diffused, and in animals this growth takes place only up to certain age. Takes place only up to certain age. Is it okay? Now take plants. Sir, in plants growth is localized. In plants, what, sir? Growth is localized. In plants, growth is localized. Growth is localized and irregular. In case of what? Plants. What? Growth is localized and irregular. Is this statements okay? Right? Now listen here. Sir, concerned to growth, plants are unique. It means plant growth is unique. What is unique, sir? Plant growth is unique. Plant growth is unique. Plant growth is unique. Sir, why we are saying plant growth as unique, sir? Because in plants growth is unlimited. In plants growth is unlimited. What is the meaning of unlimited? As long as the plant survives, the plant will grow. It means throughout its lifespan, the plant grows or does not grows? Grows. Therefore, plant growth is unique. Sir, plant growth is unique. Why we are saying plant growth as unique, sir? Because plant growth or plant grows is unlimited. What is unlimited, sir? Plant growth is unlimited. Right? Sir, unlimited, indefinite. Yes or no? Indefinite or indeterminate. Is this three words okay? Right. Sir, plant growth is unique. Why we are saying plant growth as unique, sir? Because as long as the plant survives, the plant continues its growth. That is, plant growth is unlimited. Plant grows indefinitely. Plant grows indeterminately. That's why we are saying plant growth is unique. Sir, what makes a plant to grow throughout its lifespan, sir? Presence of meristematic cells. Therefore, why plant growth is right unlimited? Due to the presence of meristematic cells. Is it okay? Therefore, unlimited growth. What, sir? Unlimited growth. This unlimited growth is due to what, sir? Presence of presence of meristematic cells. Presence of which cells, sir? Meristematic cells. Presence of meristematic cells. Therefore, due to the presence of meristematic cells, in plants growth is unlimited. Is this statement okay? Right? Which cells they are? Meristematic cells, right? Meristematic what cells? Meristematic cells, right? Sir, meristematic cells they are self perpetuate. What is the meaning of self perpetuate, sir? Right? Ability to continue. Ability to what, sir? Continue. Ability to continue. Is it okay? Right? Or power to continue. Ability to continue or power to continue, right? By division. Ability or power to continue by what, sir? Division. That is called as a self perpetuate. Sir, take a meristematic cell. Sir, meristematic cells means the cells which divides. Yes or no? The cells which divides. The cells which divides. Sir, meristematic cells undergoes which division, sir? Mitotic division, right? Meristematic cells undergoes which division, sir? They undergoes a mitotic division. Undergoes which division, sir? Mitotic division. Is this statements okay? Right? Sir, when these meristematic cells undergoes mitotic divisions, what are produced? New cells are produced. These new cells goes on adding to the what? Plant. Goes on adding to the plant. That's why in plants, right, growth is open. What is open? In plants, growth is open. Why we are calling growth as open in plants, sir? Sir, meristematic cells divides continuously and produces new cells. This new cell goes on adding to the plant body. Yes or no? That's why we are calling growth in plants as open. Is this statements okay? In what, sir? In plants. In plants, what is open? Growth is open. In plants, right? Growth is what, sir? Open. Why? Due to continuous addition or adding. Continuous addition of what, sir? New cells to plant body. Sir, these new cells are continuously added to the plant body. By which activity? By meristematic activity. By meristematic what, sir? Activity. Statement is very simple. See this statement? Sir, meristematic cells means the cells which divides continuously. When these cells divides, what are produced? New cells are produced. These new cells goes on adding to the plant body. Therefore, growth in plants is what, sir? Open. Therefore, in plants growth is what? Open. Is this statement okay? Right. Sir, plant growth is unique. Why we are saying plant growth is unique, sir? Because plant grows continuously throughout its lifespan. It means the plant growth is unlimited. This unlimited growth is due to the presence of which cells? Meristematic cells. Sir, do these meristematic cells present throughout the plant body? These meristematic cells are responsible for unlimited growth. Yes or no? Do these meristematic cells present throughout the plant body? No. These meristematic cells are present only in certain locations in the plant body. They are not distributed throughout the plant body. Meristematic cells are not distributed throughout the plant body. They are present only in certain locations in the plant body. Therefore, which cells are? Meristematic cells, right? Meristematic cells are localized. means present in particular locations, right? Meristematic cells are localized but not distributed, but not distributed throughout the plant. Are they distributed throughout the plant? No. Which cells? Meristematic cells. These meristematic cells are localized. In first year, we read one statement. Based on position, meristems are of how many types? 3 types. Apical meristems, intercalary meristems and lateral meristems. Yes or no? Based on position, meristems are of how many types? 3 types, right? Right. Based on a position, right? Based on what? Position. Meristems are of how many types, sir? 3 types, right? Based on a position. Based on position, meristems. Based on position, meristems are of how many types, sir? 3 types. Based on position, meristems are of 3 types. Sir, what are the 3 types of meristems, sir? First one is a apical meristem, right? What is the first one, sir? Apical meristem. What is the first one? Apical meristem. Apical meristem. Number 2, intercalary meristem, right? Intercalary meristem, right? Next, number 3, third one is a lateral meristem or lateral meristem. Lateral meristem or lateral meristem. Is it okay? Right? Go for the first one. What it is, sir? Apical meristem. Name itself indicates. This meristem is present in the apex. This meristem is present in the apex of the root and apex of the shoot. Yes or no? Right. Therefore, apical meristem, where it is present? Apical meristem present in the apex. Apical meristem is present in the apex of what, sir? It is present in the apex of root as well as in the apex of shoot. Now listen this statement. Apical meristem present in the apex of root is called as root apical meristem. Apical meristem present in the apex of root is called as what, sir? Root apical meristem. What it is called as? Root apical meristem. It is called as root apical meristem. Is this statement okay? Sir, apical meristem is present even in the apex of shoot. Yes or no? This apical meristem is called as shoot apical meristem. Therefore, where shoot apical meristem is present, sir? Shoot apical meristem is present in the apex of shoot. Root apical meristem is present in the apex of what, sir? Root. Is this statement okay? Right? Sir, based on origin, apical meristem is a primary meristem. Yes or no? Based on what? Origin. Apical meristem is a primary meristem. Therefore, root apical meristem, RAM, RAM, root apical meristem is a primary meristem. SAM, shoot apical meristem, it is also a primary meristem. Is this statement okay? Right. Now you tell me, sir, where this root apical meristem is present? Present in the apex of root. Root apical meristem present in the apex of what, sir? Root. It is used for what? It is used for linear growth of root. Which meristem? Root apical meristem. Root apical meristem used for what, sir? Linear growth. Used for what, sir? Linear growth. Used for linear growth of what, sir? Root. Sir, linear growth is also called as primary growth. Linear growth is also called as what, sir? Primary growth. Sir, linear growth means increase in length. Yes or no? Increase in what? Length. Therefore, root apical meristem is used for linear growth. Linear growth means nothing but what, sir? Increase in what? Length. Increase in length. Increase in length of what, sir? Root. This means which growth, sir? Primary growth. Primary growth of what, sir? Primary growth of root. Is this statement okay? Right. Therefore, root apical meristem is used for linear growth of the root. That is used for increase in length of the root. Which growth? Primary growth of the root. Is it okay? Now go for number 2. What it is? Shoot apical meristem. Where it is present? In the apex of the shoot. Sir, this shoot apical meristem is used for shoot apical meristem used for what, sir? Used for linear growth. This is also used for which growth, sir? Linear growth. It is used for linear growth of what, sir? Stem. Linear growth means increase in what? Increase in length. Yes or no? Increase in length. Increase in length. Sir, this shoot apical meristem is used for linear growth of stem. Yes or no? Sir, linear growth of stem means which growth this is? Primary growth. Therefore, shoot apical meristem is used for primary growth of stem. Used for which growth of stem, sir? Primary growth of the stem. Therefore, whether it is root apical meristem or shoot apical meristem, whether it is root apical meristem or shoot apical meristem, it is used for which growth? Primary growth. Which growth? Primary growth. Is this statements okay? Right. Now, go for number 2, second one. What it is, sir? Intercalary meristem. What it is, sir? Intercalary meristem. Sir, based on origin, this intercalary meristem is also which meristem, sir? Primary meristem. All these statements we read in first year, right? Based on origin, intercalary meristem is a primary meristem. Okay. Sir, where this intercalary meristem is present? Present in the base of internodes and leaf base of grasses. Yes or no? Present where this intercalary meristem is present, sir? This intercalary meristem is present where, sir? Base of internodes. Base of internodes and leaf base of grasses. Leaf base of what, sir? Grasses. Sir, grasses means dicots or monocots, sir? Grasses means monocots, right? Grasses, monocots. Is this statements okay? Now listen here. Sir, during growth, during what, sir? Growth, this intercalary meristem was separated from shoot apical meristem. What gets separated from what? Intercalary meristem was separated from shoot apical meristem during growth. Therefore, during growth, during what, sir? Growth, intercalary meristem. During growth, intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem was separated. Intercalary meristem was separated from where, sir? Shoot apical meristem. What is separated from what? Intercalary meristem is separated from where, sir? From shoot apical meristem during growth. Is this statements okay? Right. Sir, this intercalary meristem is ephemeral, short-lived. Lifespan is less, so it gets converted into which tissues are? Permanent tissue. Therefore, intercalary meristem, it is ephemeral, right? It is ephemeral. Intercalary meristem is ephemeral, so soon gets converted. So soon gets converted into what, sir? Permanent tissues. Permanent tissue. Therefore, intercalary meristem is ephemeral as its lifespan is less, ephemeral means lifespan is less. Ephemeral, it gets converted into what, sir? Permanent tissue. Sir, inter means in between, yes or no? It means this intercalary meristem is present between two permanent tissues. Intercalary meristem, where it is present? Present between two permanent tissues. Present between what, sir? Two permanent tissues. Present between two permanent tissues. Who is present between two permanent tissues, sir? Intercalary meristem. Is it okay? Sir, take grasses. In case of grasses, the primary growth of stem is carried out by apical meristem and intercalary meristem. Therefore, linear growth of grass stem, primary growth of grass stem is carried out by apical meristem and intercalary meristem. Is this statement okay? What it is, sir? Linear growth. Which growth? Linear growth. Nothing but primary growth. Primary growth of which stem, sir? Grass stem, carried out by what, sir? Carried out by shoot apical meristem, SAM, shoot apical meristem and intercalary meristem. Is this statement okay? Right? Therefore, linear growth or primary growth of what? Grass stem is carried out by what, sir? Shoot apical meristem and intercalary meristem. Shoot apical meristem and intercalary meristem. Should be very careful. Sir, apical meristem and intercalary meristem both are primary meristems. Both are primary meristems. Used for which growth, sir? Primary growth. Used for primary growth. Is it okay? Now go for the third one. What it is? Lateral meristems. Go for lateral meristems. Name itself indicates. Sir, they are present on the lateral sides of the plant body. Lateral sides of the plant body. Is it okay? Right. Sir, these lateral meristems are formed in later stages or in latter stages. What is the meaning for this statement, sir? It means from initial stages onwards, these meristems are not present in the plant body. In later stages, these meristems are formed. Such meristems are which meristems? Lateral meristems. Therefore, formed in later stages. Where they are present, sir? Present on which sides, sir? Lateral sides. Present on lateral sides of plant body. Present on lateral sides of the plant body. Is it okay? Sir, what is another name for lateral meristems, sir? Cylindrical meristems. We read in first year, right? Therefore, lateral meristems also called as what, sir? Also called as cylindrical meristems. Also called as cylindrical meristems. Is it okay? Right? Sir, lateral meristems, are they primary meristems or secondary meristems? Lateral meristems are mostly secondary meristems. Lateral meristems are which meristems, sir? They are secondary meristems, mostly secondary meristems, right? Therefore, lateral meristems mostly, which meristems, sir? Secondary meristems. Lateral meristems are mostly secondary meristems. Is this statement okay? Clear, right? Discussing, right? Lateral meristems, right? Go for examples of lateral meristems. Examples of lateral meristems, right? Examples. Number 1, vesicular cambium. Vesicular cambium or cambium, right? And second one is a Cork cambium, right? Cork cambium, right? In first year we read that this Cork cambium is also called as a what? Phellogen. Cork cambium is also called as what, sir? Phellogen. Right. Go for vesicular cambium first. Right. Now listen these statements carefully. Sir, take a dicot root. In what, sir? In dicot root. Sir, in dicot root, right, this vesicular cambium, in which root, sir? Dicot root. In dicot root, this vesicular cambium is used for which growth? Secondary growth. Which secondary growth, sir? It is used for stellar secondary growth. Sir, whether it is a dicot root or dicot stem, what is the function of vesicular cambium? Vesicular cambium is used for, right, stellar secondary growth. Used for which secondary growth, sir? Stellar secondary growth. What is another name for stellar secondary growth, sir? Stellar secondary growth is also called as intrastellar secondary growth. What is another name for stellar secondary growth? Intrastellar secondary growth. Therefore, vesicular cambium is used for stellar secondary growth. There is nothing but intrastellar secondary growth. Is it okay? Now listen here. Sir, in dicot root. In which root, sir? In dicot root. In dicot root, vesicular cambium. What? Vesicular cambium. Vesicular cambium is what in origin? Vesicular cambium is what in origin, sir? It is stellar in origin. Vesicular cambium is stellar in origin. What is stellar in origin? Vesicular cambium is stellar in origin. Is it okay? Right. And purely secondary meristem. Purely which meristem, sir? Secondary meristem. Purely secondary meristem. This statement we read in first year. Right. Now go for dicot stem. Right. Sir, in dicot stem, what, sir? In dicot stem, this vesicular cambium is formed by the joining of intravesicular cambium with intervesicular cambium. Yes or no? Therefore, in what, sir? Dicot stem. In dicot stem, intravesicular cambium. When this intravesicular cambium joined with what, sir? Intervesicular cambium. Intravesicular cambium joined with intervesicular cambium. When these two joined with one another, then what is formed? Vesicular cambium is formed. What is formed, sir? Vesicular cambium is formed. Sir, this intravesicular cambium is which meristem? It is a primary meristem. Sir, based on position, it is a lateral meristem. Yes or no? I already told you most of the lateral meristems are secondary meristems. This is a lateral meristem. Intravesicular cambium is a lateral meristem, but it is a primary meristem but not a secondary meristem. Whereas this intervesicular cambium, it is a secondary meristem. At the same time, it is a lateral meristem. It is a secondary meristem. At the same time, it is a lateral meristem. Therefore, in what? Dicot stem. Vesicular cambium is a partly primary meristem and partly which meristem? Secondary meristem. Partly primary meristem and partly secondary meristem. Who, sir? Vesicular cambium. And this vesicular cambium of what? Vesicular cambium of dicot stem is what in origin, sir? It is stellar in origin. What in origin, sir? Stellar in origin. Now listen the statements. Sir, whether it is dicot root or dicot stem, vesicular cambium is used for stellar secondary growth. It means used for intrastellar secondary growth. right? Sir, in dicot root, vesicular cambium is stellar in origin. In dicot stem also, vesicular cambium is stellar in origin. In dicot root, vesicular cambium is purely secondary meristem, whereas in dicot stem, vesicular cambium is partly primary meristem and partly secondary meristem. Partly primary meristem and partly secondary meristem. Is this statement okay? Right. Now go for number 2. Cork cambium, also called as what, sir? Phellogen. Sir, cork cambium is used for cork cambium is used for which growth, sir? Extrastellar secondary growth, right? Used for extrastellar secondary growth. It means the secondary growth which takes place outside the stele. Secondary growth which takes place outside the stele. Sir, it is taking place outside the stele. Outside the stele means where it takes place? In the cortex. So it is also called as what, sir? Cortical secondary growth. What is another name for extrastellar secondary growth? Cortical secondary growth. Listen this statement carefully. Sir, cork cambium is used for extrastellar secondary growth. Extrastellar secondary growth means the secondary growth which takes place outside the stele. But outside the stele, where it takes place? In the cortex. So extrastellar secondary growth is also called as cortical secondary growth. Is this statement okay? Right. Now listen this statement. Sir, in dicot root. In what, sir? In dicot root. Sir, in dicot root, right, cork cambium. What, sir? Cork cambium. In dicot root, this cork cambium is what in origin? Cork cambium is stellar in origin. In dicot root, cork cambium is stellar in origin. Stellar in origin. Is it okay? Right. And cork cambium is right purely which meristem? Purely secondary meristem. Purely which meristem, sir? Secondary meristem. Now you go for dicot stem. Which stem, sir? Dicot stem. Sir, in case of dicot stem, cork cambium. In case of what, sir? Dicot stem. In case of dicot stem, this cork cambium is cortical in origin, that is extrastellar in origin. Extrastellar in origin. It means it is not developed from the stele. Then it is developed from what, sir? Cortex. So it is what in origin, sir? It is cortical in origin. It is what in origin, sir? It is cortical in origin. Sir, it is purely which meristem, sir? It is purely secondary meristem. It is purely which meristem, sir? It is purely secondary meristem. Is this statements okay? Right. Therefore, cork cambium also called as phellogen. Cork cambium is used for extrastellar secondary growth, that is cortical secondary growth. Whether it is dicot root or dicot stem, whether it is dicot root or dicot stem, cork cambium is purely secondary meristem. Cork cambium is purely secondary meristem. In dicot root, cork cambium is stellar in origin, whereas in dicot stem, right, whereas in what, sir? Dicot stem, cork cambium is extrastellar in origin, that is cortical in origin, right? Now listen here, sir. Spermatophytes. What, sir? Spermatophytes. Sir, spermatophytes means nothing but seed bearing plants. Yes or no? Seed plants or seed bearing plants, right? Seed bearing plants. Sir, spermatophytes includes what and what, sir? Spermatophytes includes gymnosperms, and angiosperms, right? angiosperms. Is it okay? Right? Sir, gymnosperms means these plants are having naked seeds. Right? We already read. Sir, angio means enclosed. Therefore, here enclosed seeds. These are plants with enclosed seeds. These are plants with enclosed seeds. Right? Sir, in case of gymnosperms, if you take a root, stem, leaf. Sir, in gymnosperm root, secondary growth. In gymnosperm root, secondary growth is present. In gymnosperm stem, secondary growth is present. Secondary growth is present. Sir, leaf. In gymnosperm leaf, secondary growth is absent. What is absent, sir? Secondary growth is absent. Now take angiosperms. Sir, angiosperms means what and what are included, sir? Angiosperms means both dicots and monocots. Yes or no? What and what, sir? Dicots and monocots. Dicots and monocots. Sir, if you take monocot root, monocot stem, monocot leaf. Sir, in monocot root, secondary growth is absent. Yes or no? Secondary growth is absent. Sir, in monocot stem also secondary growth is absent. Secondary growth is absent. In monocot leaf also secondary growth is absent. It clearly indicates that secondary growth is absent in monocots. Secondary growth is absent in monocots. Now you take dicots. Sir, in case of dicot root, dicot stem, secondary growth is present. In what, sir? In dicot root, secondary growth. Present or absent, sir? Secondary growth is present. In dicot stem also, in what, sir? Dicot stem also secondary growth is present, possible. Whereas in dicot leaf, secondary growth is not possible. That is, secondary growth is absent. Is these statements okay? Right? Now listen these statements carefully. Sir, in case of which plants, sir? Monocots, right? In monocots, secondary growth present or absent? Secondary growth is absent. Sir, in leaf of all plants, you take any plant, in leaf of all plants, what is absent? Secondary growth is absent. Secondary growth is absent. Is these statements okay? Now listen this statement. Sir, primary growth. Primary growth is shown by all types of plants. But is secondary growth shown by all types of plants? No. Primary growth is shown by all types of plants, but secondary growth is not shown by all type of plants. Secondary growth is shown by gymnosperms and dicots. Secondary growth is shown by what and what, sir? What and what? Gymnosperms and dicots, right? Secondary growth shown by gymnosperms and dicots. What and what? Gymnosperms and dicots. Now listen this statement. Sir, in gymnosperms and dicots, in what and what? In gymnosperms and dicots, vesicular cambium and cork cambium, because secondary growth requires these two. Yes or no? What and what? Vesicular cambium, what more? And cork cambium. What and what? Vesicular cambium and cork cambium are formed in later stages. Why, sir? Because they are which meristems? Lateral meristems. So they are formed in later stages. What are formed in later stages, sir? Vesicular cambium and cork cambium. In which plants? Gymnosperms and dicots. Is this statements okay? Right? With this we completed right, plant growth is generally indeterminate. Is this statements okay? Right? Now listen this statement carefully. Listen this statement carefully. Sir, take a plant. Take a plant, right? Sir, in a plant, root, stem, leaves, flower, fruit, seed. These are the main parts, right? Sir, root growth is indeterminate. Therefore, root growth is what, sir? Indeterminate. Take stem. Sir, growth of stem is also indeterminate. Indeterminate means definite or indefinite? Indefinite. Whereas if you take leaves, flower, fruit and seeds, in all these cases growth is determinate. Determinate or what, sir? Definite. Definite growth. Is this statements okay? Sir, root and stem, these two are which organs? Vegetative organs of a plant. What about leaf, sir? Leaf is also which organ of a plant? Vegetative organ of a plant. Is this statements okay? Therefore, root and stem shows indefinite growth, indeterminate growth. Leaf, flower, fruit, seed, they shows determinate growth or definite growth. Is it okay? Right? Thank you.